Let me ask you a question. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Fatigue, abdominal weight gain, interrupted sleep cycles, food cravings, irritability and anxiety, hot sweats, brain fog. If you're thinking, yes, I have all of those symptoms, then you are probably suffering from the hormone imbalance commonly known as menopause. Hi, I'm Alison Griffiths-Brown, and at the beginning of 2020, I started to suffer from night sweats, waking up in the night soaked and needing to change my pajamas. Then came the hot sweats, not only at night, but through the day, followed by achy joints and finally loss of memory, putting the hob on and forgetting to turn it off, thinking I'd completed jobs when I hadn't. So I decided to speak to the nurse at my local doctor's and went for some blood tests to see if I was going through the change. My bloods came back and all were normal, thyroid, etc. All except the one for the female follicle stimulating hormone, which was elevated and suggested that I am indeed going into the menopause. Now at 46, some women might think this is the end of the world and that from now on, chances are that things are going to get worse, maybe even having to use HRT, right? Most women assume as they get older, they have to accept that they will gain weight and struggle to lose it again, feel tired all the time, have weaker bones and get osteoporosis. However, I know this is not a given. Having already changed my lifestyle habits over the years to not only lose weight from a size 16 to a size 8, but keep it off ever since and feel so much better for it, I know that you do not have to accept these issues as you get older. You are not destined to feel miserable and uncomfortable. You need to know that it's not your fault, it's your hormones, and you can control them if you know how. Your hormones are important for regulating many different processes in the body, including appetite, metabolism, sleep cycles, reproductive cycles, sexual functions, bodily temperature, and mood. So it's no surprise that even the slightest imbalance will have a noticeable effect on your overall health and well-being. In this modern age, hormone imbalances are extremely common with our fast-paced society, demanding careers, depleted soil, environmental toxins, imbalanced diets with high sugar and processed foods, regular alcohol and caffeine intake, and more. Many of us and our hormones end up overstressed, undernourished, and eventually burn out. We are bombarded with promises from the latest fad diet and crazy exercise plans, but they are often not sustainable, especially for women over 40. The good news is that you can help to correct this imbalance quickly and naturally. You can reverse the damage. Your body is an amazing, wonderful machine made up of a multitude of intricate parts, all working together to keep you alive and designed to function optimally. But it does require something from you. For your body to operate at its best, it needs you to look after it with correct lifestyle habits. I've made sure I've got the best lifestyle habits to go through the menopause with minimal symptoms, and I have no intention of taking any medication such as HRT. So if you're coming up to that point in your life or going through it at the moment, I say to you that you can control some of what happens in your body when going through the menopause. So how can we do this? Now, I don't expect you to go out and turn your life upside down, but there is one simple strategy that I can give you. If you implement it, will get you 90% of the way there. Are you ready to know the secret about how to reduce the day-to-day effects of menopause without resorting to HRT, even if you believe the effects of menopause are an inevitable part of aging and cannot be avoided? Yes? Well, the big secret is balanced eating structure. Now you may be asking, what has balanced eating structure got to do with my hormones? So it's well documented that diet plays a fundamental part in our health, both physically in terms of a healthy weight and low risk of illness, as well as mentally dealing with stress and anxiety. But it's less well known that regularly eating a hormone and blood sugar balancing diet with the correct ratio of quality protein, complex carbohydrates, fiber and healthy fats, along with all the vitamins and minerals the body needs at the correct time intervals, is crucial for balancing our hormones on a daily basis. But you need the correct ratios and intervals to balance your hormones. And the great news is I've created a magic formula that contains everything you need. Ready? Now, the formula itself is simple. Balanced nutrition plus frequency plus E. which equals happy hormones. But what's really important is contained within each element. And that's why I've detailed in my simple one-page menopause minimizer below this video, which shows you exactly how to naturally minimize the effects of menopause so you can experience the slimmer, happier, healthier version of yourself that you remember. It shows you what ratio of protein plus carbohydrates and healthy fats you need to achieve balanced nutrition. This will balance your blood sugars and hormones to give you a constant energy level, as well as keeping your body in the correct zone to burn fat. Next is the correct frequency to use when splitting your total calorie intake for the day, how often to eat and when. This will mean you'll keep your blood sugars under control and instead create metabolic and hormonal balance. Lastly, but just as important, ease. Even if you have the right balance and frequency, if it's too hard to do, then you will end up not doing it. So I give you some ways to make it easier. To get started, I've given you a couple of my hormone balanced recipes for free. Simply click on the buttons to access them. If you like the recipes and find them useful, then I have over 50 of them available to download in my Meal Mastery Secret Black Book. There is a button to access it at the bottom of the page. If you'd rather have personal help with implementing my formula, then you may be interested in my 5-day challenge, where I personally show you how to implement balanced eating in your life for just 5 days. You'll find a button for that too below. Now you may be wondering, so does this really work, right? So let me tell you about Janine. Janine is a widowed mother of 2 teenage children who works full-time, as well as being a parent governor at her children's school and on the committee at a local swimming pool. She is a very, very busy woman who came to us looking for a simple plan to help her around her busy lifestyle. Janine got started with me at the beginning of 2018, and she was struggling before with all sorts of issues such as poor sleep, irritability and mood swings. Physically, in a morning, she had stiffness in her feet as well as all over her body, and it would take her ages to get movement and flexibility. With my help, she has gone from strength to strength with amazing results. The stiffness is much less, her energy levels have increased, which has also improved her mood. She's noticed more positivity about herself, and she loved our challenges, my recipes, the positive, non-judgmental support, ideas for food and activity, and the fact that we just enable people to see that they are able to do something about how they feel. So I hope that you now understand why diet is so important to balancing your hormones and minimizing the effects of the menopause. I've taken you through a simple strategy to reduce the day-to-day effects of the menopause so you can balance your hormones naturally and experience the slimmer, happier, healthier version of yourself that you remember. Now, I could spend hours talking to you through lots of detailed information regarding hormones and their impact on the body. But if I give you too much information now, too many things to follow, you are more likely to never get started with anything and will continue to feel tired, overweight and out of control. So just take the first step now. Follow my formula and use my example recipes. Then once you have started to implement this first step with great success, you can take the next step without overwhelm or stress. Choose to be healthy and your body and hormones will thank you.